So this story just got so much better because yesterday Magnus Carlsen destroyed Grigoriy Oparin. I covered the game, I'll link the video at the end, and he did it in 21 moves, playing a very dubious opening, pushing this rook's pawn on the first two moves, and then went on to win the whole title Tuesday. Well then, later on in the day, Magnus also played the late title Tuesday, so did Oparin. They got paired in round 7, Magnus with white, and guess what he plays on move 1? Pawn to h4, pushing the rook's pawn. I mean, this guy is just camped out in Oparin's head, right? Pure trolling him. Well, watch this. Magnus doesn't just win, he destroys the guy again, this time in 25 moves. Remember, this is the world number 70, a serious player. Now b6 is played in response, so Oparin immediately gives back the advantage Magnus has just given him with that move. But watch how Oparin plays here, because e4 takes the centre, we get bishop b7 attacking the pawn, knight c3, e6, d4, Magnus has taken the whole centre, the opening suddenly looks brilliant. Now we get bishop b4, pressuring the e4 pawn, so bishop d3 defends, and now Oparin just goes completely wrong on move 5. And it's weird, because he plays a move which could make some sense, knight f6, except for the fact when Magnus goes e5, which he duly does, you haven't got bishop takes on g2, which you would have if the pawn was back here. I mean, pushing this rook's pawn is the future, right? Because normally, you could do this, you could take the rook, so it wouldn't matter you're losing here. But now if you do it, well, there's rook h2. You've got to retreat the bishop or the knight. You're losing a minor piece. So after the knight's attacked, it hops forward, Magnus captures, bishop takes, queen g4, double attack. Yes, the bishop takes here and takes a pawn, but this is a way more valuable pawn which Magnus picks up. The rook here, it slides across and bishop g5. And after 10 moves, black's position is terrible. The rook's coming to the c-file with tempo. This one's going to drop. Then this one could be running. Where is this king going? I mean, it's just insane. So the bishop drops back to e7, and now great judgment by Magnus. He goes rook c1, attacks here, and after bishop takes on g5, he doesn't recapture with the pawn, allow this one to retreat and glue everything together, not worry about pawn h5. He instead takes this bishop. It's the right one to take, because although this one can cover the dark squares, well, now Magnus just starts attacking in the most devastating way. So he takes this pawn on h7 first. We see knight c6 developing. Knight f3 defends the centre, and now queen c8 prepares to move the queen out of the way so you can castle queenside. You want to get the king to safety. Now Magnus, I love the way he plays. This whole next sequence is just devastating perfection. I'd love to leave this rook behind the pawn, but Magnus actually castles the king. Just gets away from any kind of danger down this diagonal, brings this rook into the game on this side of things, and after queen b7, he doesn't hang about. You could go a3 here. It's a top computer move. But the top move, or maybe second now, Stockfish is changing its mind depending on the depth, is pawn to d5. What a move, not letting black just castle casually. And I love the symmetry of the position here. The two pawns in the centre, the knight supporting. So knight b4 was played, hitting Magnus's rook on c2 and the pawn on d5. Has Magnus gone a bit wrong? Well, no. What do you think Magnus plays here to just carry on this crescendo? He crashes through on e6. He gives the exchange. Then he takes with check, luring the king out of that horrible hiding spot in the centre of the board. Now this queen recaptures the piece. Magnus has already got 2 pawns for that exchange and this huge raging attack. And Oparin now just absolutely crumbles. He cannot find moves here. Magnus is just all over him. He should run immediately, or c6 is a decent move. But he goes queen c6, and now look at the initiative. Rook d1 check. The king runs and knight d4, picking up tempos all over the place. The queen comes to g6, desperate for an exchange, but knight f5. That is a deadly monster. camped out on that square, hitting the bishop. It drops back. You don't want to lose that one with check. Then the queen drops, and now we get queen e4, more initiative, the rook undefended. It slides to b8, and now knight b5, and don't go a6. You get mated in one, just to give you a sense of how absolutely paralysed black is. So rook b7 played. What an ugly position. That's move 24. This next move is the final move of the game. Magnus seals the deal, absolutely destroying Oparin. Well done if you can guess what was played here. We see this knight land here and resignation, because you're threatening to take here, you know, with devastating consequences. And if you capture, well, the knight takes back, you're still in the check, and you have to actually give your queen up. Because say you sidestep, you know, go where you want, here you get mated, step to the d file, well, okay, the attack rages on, it's mate in 5 apparently, just awful. So poor Oparin just getting destroyed by Magnus, and Magnus then went on to win the late titled Tuesday as well. So he went back to back with some incredible chess. I'll have to cover a couple more of these games where he pushes this rook's pawn. I hope you enjoyed. Do smash that subscribe button to never miss a future video, and to see another epic game played yesterday, check out the video on screen. Thanks for watching, and see you soon.